Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday once again. We're so excited that you have taken the time to join us here at the Renewal Center. We are streaming live, and we're so excited that you've taken this opportunity today. It is an absolutely beautiful day. You know, it's not fall yet, actually, but it sure does look like fall outside, but it's beautiful. And we want to go ahead and invite you all to go over to our YouTube channel. Invite those that actually use YouTube to like and subscribe to the Renewal Center's page there, our channel. So we're streaming live over there, and we want to ask you to like and share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your colleagues to come join us for an hour of just taking the time to pause, to build resilience, and to reset, because we all can use that. We're so excited that everyone is here with us today. It's just an excellent time for us to grab your tea, get your journal together so we can go over some renewal practices to help us move forward in the day. So if you're already here out there, go ahead and let us know that you're here so we can go ahead and get started for the day. We're so excited. We want to get some more viewers in for our Tea Time Tuesday this afternoon. And we'll go ahead and get started for the day to let you know what our book of the week is and our tea of the week. And so while we're getting our slides together, we just want to say once again, welcome to the Renewal Center. And there's so much that we're doing with Tea Time Tuesday, just taking the time to glean from our tea timers. And we love that you would join us in the chat for some time of engaging. Actually, our book of the week is Longing for God, 7 Paths of Christian Devotion, and that's by Richard Foster and Gail B. Beebe. We have it here at the Renewal Center in our thought room, our library. If you ever drop in, you can grab this book and find out more information on how to just think for a moment to experience God. I want to give you a little bit of synopsis with this book. And it says, truly experiencing the love of God gives us a taste of his deep goodness. But often those moments are fleeting. We get distracted by life. Our awareness and understanding fade while our longing to experience God that way again increases. In these pages of this book, we can begin to feel that longing by developing our capacity to receive and respond to God's love. So once again, that book of the week is Longing for God, 7 Paths of Christian Devotion by Richard J. Foster and Gail D. Beebe. We're so excited that we have this book, such an empowering book to help us move forward as we want to experience more intimacy with God. So let's move on with our tea of the week. Okay, here's our tea of the week. Our tea of the week is African red rooibos tea. I love this tea. And we can tell you a little bit more of this tea if you're not really acquainted with the tea. It's called rooibos tea, also known as red tea or red bush tea. And this particular tea, it's a lot of different, I like to give you a little bit of caption and highlight about this tea. It's an herbal tea that originated and grown in the mountainous regions of the Western Cape province of South Africa. And rooibos tea has been around for many years. It's popular in the Southern African region and is internationally known. So it's known just about everywhere you can get rooibos tea. The scientific name for rooibos tea is Aspalathus linearis. Let's see if I can say that again. Aspalathus linearis. That is the scientific name for rooibos tea. It has a reddish brown hue when you steep it. It has a very earthy flavor, and it can sometimes look a little bit like apple tea or, the cranberry tea color. Rooibos tea can be steeped just like black tea. You can add in your creamers or, if you like, and your sweeteners of choice. I actually love African red rooibos tea. If you're out there and you like this particular tea, give us some hearts and some thumbs up over there to let us know you've tried it and you like it. Okay, let's move on to our next slide. And we want to actually take a minute here to take a time to pause and just, locate ourselves like we always do here at the Renewal Center. I had to actually sit up and get in a good posture. Sometimes if we just take a minute and just take some deep breaths, it will help us through our moments where we really need it the most. I know there are times I really need to just stop and do a little bit of deep breathing as well. So if you're in a place that you can do that, join us with this. Let's take a minute to locate ourselves. And excuse us because we're by the fire department, so here it goes. I don't know if you heard that. So let's take a minute and just settle ourselves and do some deep breathing. few more seconds here. Okay. This has been just a paramount moment to get us ready for our Tea Time Tuesday. We're going to have some renewal practices that's going to be brought on by our director of renewal and digital program, digital stewardship. She's going to come on right now. Hope T. Melton. So excited. Good afternoon, Keisha. Hello, Hope.
Hey there, Carmela. How are you?
I am good.
I'm
I am
good.
so excited. I can't wait to today's time, our tea time, and the renewal practices that we're going to get. I'm ready.
All right. Yes, me too. Welcome everybody to our tea time. Could you share with us what's your tea of choice? If you have coffee, water, or tea, just share with us. I am having Carmela ginger tea, which is one of my favorites. I made it
Yeah.
really strong. I had put two bags in there instead of one because I like
Hmm.
strong ginger. What are you
I
having
love
today?
it. Oh, I have, believe it or not, I have the like a peppermint holiday tea. I'm
Okay.
trying to get ready for the holidays, I guess.
All right. Keisha says she's having water. Always a good choice. Always a good choice. Yes. Water is refreshing, as we know.
Yes.
So thank you so much for sharing. All right. Michelle Fitch says she's having peppermint.
That
Peppermint is
sounds good too.
yes. I use peppermint to kind of like soothe my stomach. It's comforting. Good
Hmm.
afternoon. Good afternoon. I think that may be uh
That's Monique.
that's Monique. Yeah, that's
Yes.
Monique. Good afternoon, Monique. It's good to see that you're on. Good afternoon again, Keisha and Michelle, everyone else who is joining us. Please make sure to like and share this broadcast so others may be may be able to partake in our Tea Time community.
Hmm.
So, Mel, are you gonna stay on with me, or are you gonna just you know
I'm going.
go
You know what? I'm gonna hang out behind the scenes today. I got
out?
myself ready.
All
And
right.
actually, I have my diamonds, Hope Diamonds pen with me today.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Hope Diamonds. That's right. Thank you so much, Mel. We'll bring you back on towards the end to get your feedback and make some announcements.
Okay.
All right. All right. Again, so welcome everyone to Tea Time Tuesday. Excited to be here with you all. Glad that you're here. We just did our actual locate yourself. That's something we do every week for our new viewers. Welcome to anyone who is new and who is viewing. Welcome, welcome, welcome to tea time. And I hope that you have your pen. I hope that you have your tea time notebook so that you can take notes because we're going to have a really informative tea time and some great things that just want to share regarding this month. So again, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to this month, September is self improvement month. And so the Renewal Center will observe Self Improvement Month. We know that it's always good to have self improvement year round, but we're observing Self Improvement Month. So that's a good one for us. And then some of the things that I'll be sharing today here on Tea Time is regarding self improvement. So everybody out there, I'm looking for your engagement as you come on and join us today here on Tea Time. This is going to be wonderful. Looking forward to this special time again that we observe Tea Time Tuesdays. Tea Time Tuesdays are we're pausing, reset, and building resilience. Okay, and so for those who are joining for your first time, welcome to Tea Time. Welcome to Tea Time. Hello, thank you, Michelle. Nicole, thanks for joining. How are you this afternoon? Good to see you on. I wonder, do you have any good tea for us that you want to share? Nicole always has really good tea, always shares really interesting tea. So we appreciate that she's a part of the Tea Time community. And so today, before we get started and getting into what we're going to be sharing for tea time, I would like you all to participate in a small exercise. And we know that gratitude changes everything. So if you can, I know some may be driving, but some may be at work. So you may not be in a place where you can write. But if you can write, just jot down some things that you have gratitude for. jot down some things. If you can't write, kind of reflect on the things that you have gratitude for before we move forward into our tea time subject this afternoon. What are you grateful for? What's your gratitude? Write those things down. This is a wonderful way to kind of take our focus if we're having sometimes a difficult day. This is a wonderful day for us to engage and reflect upon the things and understand that gratitude changes everything. Just a mindset and a posture of just being grateful and just having gratitude towards those we love, to those our family and friends, those we work with and interact with daily. So I want to just give you a moment. If you want to share, go ahead and share in the chat. Share something that you have gratitude for. How has gratitude changed your life? All right. Nicole Pinnell, I see pineapple ginger. Now that I want to try because I love pineapples. I love anything with pineapple taste. And of course, I have my ginger. So thank you so much, Nicole, for sharing that. I'm going to try me some pineapple ginger tea as well. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Thanks, Carmela. Yes. Gratitude. Yes, absolutely. So our viewers out there, what are you grateful for? What is your gratitude? Come on and engage. I'll just say that I am grateful for positive thoughts and a positive life and having good family and good friends that surround me. And I see someone is chiming in. Okay, that's Monique. I'm grateful for a positive mindset. Absolutely, absolutely. That is something that we are definitely grateful for. All right, Nichelle. Peace. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nichelle, for sharing that peace. Absolutely. We are grateful for peace. Thank you all so much for chiming in and sharing. All right. Carmela says, grateful for this moment. Thank you for sharing it. We sometimes get into moving around and sometimes we just don't, sometimes we forget about the moment and being grateful for the moment. All right. All right. See, another day. Now that's something I'm definitely grateful for. Grateful for another day. Thank you so much for sharing that. Tina, good. Everybody's chiming in. Yes, grateful for resilience. Thank you for sharing that, Nicole. We're going to share a little bit about resilience this afternoon on Tea Time. So thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you all for sharing in your gratitude and what you're grateful for. And we're looking forward to moving forward with our tea time. And so, as we know, tea time, we take a time to pause, reset, and we build resilience. And so today we're going to talk about the main factors of tea time and what it is that to means to pause and reset and just have that resilience. So this is what we're going to talk about. I see someone came in with another comment for a new day and a new start. Absolutely. 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 That is great. Thank you, Keisha, so much for sharing that this afternoon. And we're going to take a time to pause. We're going to talk about pausing and a reason for pause. A reason or cause of pausing is to reconsider. So I hope that you have your tea time journals out because we're going to talk a little bit about pause. And these are some of the things that we promote or we release in the tea time community. It's a part of our tenets of tea time community, taking time to pause, reset, and build resilience. And so as we talk a little bit about taking a time to pause, I want you all to engage with me and tell me what is important about pausing. Why is pausing important to you? And so I just want to share with you by pausing, gives ourselves some time to rest. It gives our body and mind a time to recharge. And then when we get recharged, we can keep moving forward and keep going forward in the things that we're doing. So we want to understand that during tea time that we say pause, but we want to understand what pause really means. It's okay to take a pause. Like I said, pausing is a great way of giving ourselves some rest, giving our bodies and minds some rest, giving ourselves some time to be able to recharge. You guys can chime in at any time if you want to add anything about pausing and the importance of pausing here on Tea Time. I want you to, if you have your journals, if you're able to write, please take that down. The importance of pausing, that it's a time to rest and give our mind a chance to recharge so that we can keep moving on. And so that's why it's important to take a pause. All right. I see Monique says taking time to pause provides me with an opportunity to reflect on my day. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what it's for. It's a time of just being able to reflect, a time of just kind of slowing down. Also, you know what? When we pause, it helps us to reevaluate our priorities. Okay. It helps us to reevaluate our priorities, our goals. It gives us a chance to just kind of collect ourselves, and it gives us an opportunity to focus as well. Pausing is a chance to, like I said, to pre-collect ourselves and review, like you said, Monique, about just that time of reflection and looking at ourselves from outside, from within, looking at ourselves from within. So that's what pausing does. I see some comments are coming in. Pausing allows me to reflect and restructure any areas I feel aren't fruitful. That is very good. Thank you so much for sharing that, Nichelle. Thank you for sharing that. I hope you guys are taking down notes and taking down these things. As we know, this is self improvement month, and these are ways in our times of pausing that it can help us to understand self improvement as well, and being able to pause and think about the things that we need to do, or just pause and reflect upon our day. Pause to be able to regain strength. All right, I see another comment. All right, Carmela, pausing gives us time of redirection. That is very good. You know, it's kind of like when you're driving and you kind of stop at the stop sign, and it gives you that moment of where you're just pausing, or I would say a yield sign, where you just kind of just sit for a moment, and it gives you time, and then you keep moving forward. And so that is what we want to share today about pausing. Also, you can chime in on this. Pausing helps us to discover. During our time of pausing, I know some of you share that. When we pause, we begin to pay attention, and we begin, and it helps us to giving us the chance to reboot. It gives us a chance to reboot, and be able to take a viewpoint from a different angle. Okay, so just being able to pause allows us to take a viewpoint from a different angle. I see some comments are coming in. Pausing allows us time to know where to redirect our energy. Thank you so much for sharing that, Nicole. Very good. Thank you so much. All right, there's Patrick, our executive director. Pause to reconsider good. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is very important. I just, that's the important part of the reflection and the pausing, to kind of gather ourselves and also gather our thoughts. All right, Tina, pausing reduces the anxiety I experience as an overthinker. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing that, Tina. That's a good one right there. You know, that's really good, because I'll tell you, sometimes I overthink too. And so that's why it's important that I do take those pauses, and I do, do some self reflection. Again, pausing helps us to discover. Sometimes we need to take just a few steps back, to pause, to see what's going on, not to be in, in a hurry or anything. That's the importance of pausing, being able to give us a chance to see the new horizon, see new things ahead, as well as identify new things as well. So this is a part of pausing. And I want to share something a little bit about pausing that I was just reading about. Thank you so much, Michelle, about a few things regarding pausing. And I want to share with you all here on Tea Time. Now, pausing, it helps you to dump things off. I say it says ballast. And ballast is those things that kind of like are on a ship. They're like the sand, the stone. They're usually at the bottom of a ship, okay? And it kind of weighs the ship down and gives it that weight, so that it can be stabilized, or what we would say heavier. But at times, what the ship has to do is they have to take a pause to dump out all of the sand and the stones and things like that. And it helps, and it takes to have they have to pause to do this, and then they have to reload. So that's another thing about pausing. Pausing helps us with the heaviness, okay, to be able to release and unload things as well. And so that's a good thing that I want to bring out. And also, as you're sharing here, short time, with what I was reading about, was short time pausing. When you dump the ballast, it's like a time that you let go. It's like a let go and a release. So pausing allows us to let go as well, just the opportunity to be able to reflect upon the good things, let go of any negative thoughts or negative things, and it gives us that time to get rid of those things that would kind of slow us down. So pausing is very important, and releasing during pausing is very important too. Pausing allows us to keep shaking off like emotional stress as well. Pausing allows that time, like when we do locate ourselves, our locate ourselves activity, that is actually a pause where we're just kind of sitting still and locating ourselves and kind of doing, breathing in and out and kind of relaxing. That is a pause, and it helps us, to shake off, sometimes the anxiety or any type of emotional stress. So that is what pausing is about. I want you to engage with me and tell me, how do you think that, how can you improve on taking time to pause? What do you think that you need to change or switch up to make sure that you're ensuring that you are pausing? All right. All right, Tina, pausing reduces the anxiety. All right. All right. Thank you so much. We read that comment. Thank you so much for that. And again, we want you to engage. This is Tea Time Community. And right now we're talking about pausing, and pausing in relation to pausing to think upon the good things. Some of you had great comments. Pausing to take a time to release, pausing to take a time to gather our thoughts, take a different stance, take a different viewpoint. It's important to pause so that we have a sense of direction as well. And so I just wanted to share that with you all this afternoon. As we know, tea time, we talk about pausing. And so I wanted to go into that and explaining about what pausing can do and how pausing is very, very effective. All right. I think Keisha says pausing for me has to be intentional. Absolutely. Thank you. I agree with that so much. Yes. I have to pause daily when transitioning from work to after work routines. It helps me to calm my mind and de-stress. Thank you so much for sharing that, Nichelle. That is important, and Nichelle, with us having a very productive lives, and you go from this point to that point, it is important to be able to take a pause in between so that we can gather ourselves to prepare for what we need to do next. Again, as mentioned, I was mentioning before that pausing helps us to kind of, reevaluate. It helps us to discover. It helps us to be able to take a few steps back and regain focus as well. So as you guys are chiming in, create space in your daily schedule. This provides time to breathe and be refreshed. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Monique. Pausing is a time of being refreshed and reflection, however you choose. So I like what you said, that you said, you know, making sure that we take that time out in our schedule to be refreshed and be able to reflect. And so that's very, very important. And so as we talk about pausing, you guys can continue to chime in. Please continue to share. Please can share any of your ideas or anything that you think is important about pausing. And we're going to go ahead and move to our next slide. We have a comment. All right, pausing is a must and it is essential. Absolutely. Pausing is good for our well-being. Thank you so much, Carmela, for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing. As we're taking time to pause, a reason or cause for pausing as to reconsider. Reconsider means when I'm pausing, again, we're taking our time and we're just pausing in between the day. And it's really important that we make time for us to be able to pause. Next, we're going to talk about reset. Okay, reset, to set again or anew. All right, so as we see on this particular picture, we see the big reset button. It's just a reset something and it starts it all over again, kind of like a rebooting of a computer, like when it gets stuck. It needs to be shut down and you have to restart it all over again sometimes so that it can function correctly. Because as we know, technology things get stuck. That's kind of how we are. We have to take a time to reset. And we know with tea time, we always discuss, and that's like I said, our foundational things that we talk about is pausing and resetting. So I want you to go ahead and engage with me about what is important about resetting to you. Taking time to reset. I'll say that taking time, it takes time for allow you to clear your mind, And again, there's a reflection there, the time to reflect, and making sure you have a space also with resetting can involve just, I'll say, your natural environment, your home environment, your work environment, your desk, your things. Sometimes things get cluttered. Sometimes it's good that we've talked about this before on Tea Time. Sometimes it's good to be able to have those times where after so many days or so many months, we uh, begin to clean out things and declutter things and making space for new things. See, sometimes when we move old things away, we're making space for new things, not in the cluttering and over cluttering things, but sometimes just kind of resetting, getting rid of some old things. Some, like me, I had to get rid of some like old shampoo and old items that I wasn't using anymore, just got old and they weren't of use anymore. So after I got rid of them, of course, I had to replace them with new items. And that was like as a reset there, to be able to replace with new items. And so I want you guys to go ahead and share about the importance of resetting. I'm going to take a sip of my tea as you go ahead and make your comments and engage. Right, exactly. Reset to properly heal. That's very good. That's good. Thank you so much for sharing. Resetting old helps me not to take old things with me. Yes, that's good. Just was just talking about that as well. All right, transformational moment. Reset helps me to see things from a totally perspective and can help me incorporate new ways of doing things. Absolutely. That is important about resetting. Also, you know what? I realize that sometimes it's sometimes just the simple things that need to be reset. I even thought about emails, phone calls, pictures in my phone. You say, well, how is that? How is that resetting? That's because I need to get rid of those old things to cut down on clutter, and then it makes room for new. I'll use my phone as an example. I have no any more storage on my phone. It's not even syncing anything anymore. And so that is because I need to get rid of old things, old files, old pictures, duplicate things, and go ahead and make room for the new and fresh season or the new and fresh that I'm currently in. And so I have to take the time to go in and kind of declutter my phone from so many pictures and so many videos and things that's downloaded and files, and it's not syncing anymore. And so sometimes that's why it's important for us to reset. All right. Reboot. Yes. Details non-essential items, making space for the new and necessary. Nicole, thank you so much for sharing. And that was just what I was speaking about. Making room for the new things. And I'll say this for me, decluttering probably like every 30 days. Some people, I know someone who does it every 60 days. Just making it and being intentional about it as well is a good way for us to be able to keep track and order of things, because as we continue to go on, we continue to get things and grab things and gather things, and so it's important to make sure that we're clearing decluttering everything all the way down to our emails and phones. So resetting also, I want to share, it allows us to be able to set new goals or adjust the ones I have, because reset means doing again or new. So sometimes, again, it's a moment of reflection and looking, kind of like looking at our goals and see, what do I need to adjust? What do I need to do? Do I need to reset this and start this anew and afresh with some new ideas and new perspectives as well? As well. Thank you so much, Michelle, as well. And you know what also resetting does for me, as you're sharing, reset it learns to help you embrace sometimes imperfection. Um, and so reset is saying, okay, maybe I didn't do this right. I'm not a perfectionist, but I try to do things with an excellence. And so it allows us to be able to embrace not just the things that were just kind of like the good things, but even the things that we kind of didn't like or didn't agree with. Reset allows us to restart anew. Reset allows us to start fresh. And so that's what it means as far as resetting. I'm starting new. I'm starting afresh. I'm not going to kind of focus on the things that happened. I will take a learning experience from it And this is the opportunity of the new. Just when you guys come on, you greeted us today, you said a new day. This is a new day, a new moment. Just this moment, as Carmela said, she's appreciative of the moment. That's a reset. A new day is a reset. It's like you're starting all over again and fresh. And so that's what we want to understand when we take a time to reset. Also, in resetting and understanding a greater love for yourself, you embrace who you are in totality and your authenticity. And that is so important. Resetting gives us the time to say, I'm starting over. I'm hitting that reset button just like it is on this screen. Hit the reset button, and I'm taking the time to start afresh and anew and moving forward. Thank you all so much for sharing regarding reset. So we talked about taking time to pause. We've talked about taking time to reset, um, taking time to just adjust new goals and different things like that. Yes, absolutely. Carmela, you said reset is a benefit. Well, I couldn't have said it any better. Absolutely. Because it's a time that we can start afresh and over again and do the new things over again. All right. All right. Greetings. All right. Greetings, Karen. Thank you so much for joining us on Tea Time. Okay. So we're going to move to our third one, which is building resilience. Now, when you look at this beautiful yellow flower, and I know Carmela's favorite color is yellow. When you look at this beautiful yellow flower, it's vibrant, it's beautiful. Even though it's surrounded by greenery, it stands out. And so we understand. What do you think about when you look at that flower? If you want to engage in that, resilience is defined as a personal qualities that enable one to thrive in the face of adversity. Look at this beautiful flower thriving. Looks like around other green plantery. I love flowers. I love flowers. They're peaceful. They're nice. They're beautiful. And so, yes, absolutely, Carmela. Yellow, yellow, absolutely. And we're going to talk a little bit about resilience. Tell me in the chat. We take a moment. What is resilience to you? What do you define as resilience as an individual? What do you define as resilience? All right, and as you're sharing, I want to help us with some ways of embracing and improving resilience, because as we know, this is self-improvement month, and we want to always find ways to be able to uh, build up. And this is what Tea Time is all about. Our community is about building resilience. So with resilience, sometimes we want to reframe how we think about stress, because resilience is kind of being able to overcome and thrive in the face of adversity, as I put up on here. So what do we have to do? Sometimes we have to allow our thoughts to reframe how we think and how we see the perception of a situation, how we deal with it, how do we deal with the stress of it, and how do we accept and not dwell on things that we cannot change or control. Things that we cannot change or control. And so the only thing that we can control is how we think. And so sometimes we have to take that time in order to build resilience, is to reframe how I think. What is my perception in this situation? Is there something that allows me to reframe that I can see it from a different perspective, which will change the outcome and change my reaction to the situation that I'm in? Even though it's a stressful situation, or even something maybe in the past, or something that we cannot change or control. Again, we can control and we can control our thoughts and what we think about. All right, Michelle, beating it or overcoming the odds set against you. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. Tina says, adapting, overcoming, perseverance. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, it is. And the first thing of understanding building resilience, because it starts in the mind first, is again, reframing how I think about situations, how I think about stress, how I think about, maybe a misfortune, or what can I gain from it that can help me build. So we want to make sure that we focus on our thoughts as well. All right, see comments coming in. Karen says, recovering from a misfortune and coming back with strength and stability. That is a way. Thank you so much, Karen, for sharing that, because you know what, Karen, that's a way that we are reframing how we think, because we're coming back with strength and stability, even though maybe that situation was challenging. What can I get out of it? How can I change my perspective and focus upon it? All right. So we want to make sure when we reframe our thinking, we want to make sure that we monitor even our physical, mental, and emotional state. We want to keep a positive, balanced mindset about recovery and how we can grow and build resilience. So we want to keep a positive mindset, even in those situations, about how I can continue to build resilience, because it's a process that is continued to go, because as life goes on, things change, situations change, circumstances change. And so we want to make sure that we're continuing to build resilience with balance, with a positive mindset, again, reframing how you think and how I can grow and build from it. All right. So as you guys are sharing, thank you so much. As you're sharing right now, share with me you how you want plan to keep continuing to build resilience. What are you going to do or implement that's going to cause you to be in a continued state of foster growth of building resilience? All right. All right, you guys can chime in and let me know, how do you plan to keep building resilience? For me, it's continually to foster positive and healthy thoughts. And I know sometimes it can be a challenge depending on what you're facing, but then it's like regaining the focus and trying to take a different look, and then regaining and reframing how I think. Building resilience also through relationships, nurturing relationships with friends and family or others are important to building resilience. Okay, so we understand that building resilience can come through the strengthening of relationships, the nurturing of relationships with friends and family. And that's why it's so important, because we're relational, relational people, that we build nurturing relationships even when we face challenges in the relationships with our friends and families. How do we build resilience from those things? And so we understand that we have to have a place where we're empathetic and that we can trust, and even provide guidance and support in our relationships and nurture our relationships with friends and family. And that's important. This is all a part of building resilience, because this provides a healthy mindset. And we know that relationships, they take work and they take time. And so sometimes we have to understand, how do I build relationships or face a challenge in my relationships, and how do I go about moving forward? Because relationships, they get challenged sometimes. And sometimes there may be these disagreements, or sometimes things may happen. But in that, how do I continue to nurture? How can I be more loving and build up love or empathy and provide support to the relationship by reframing my mindset and how I look about the relationship? All right, so we understand that resilience is building, is always building in relationships as well, through relationships. All right. Michelle says, renew my mind daily. Thank you so much for sharing that. A healthy mindset, continued renewing mindset. Like we did in the beginning. That's why I wanted us to share in the beginning the gratitude, to think about the things that we are grateful for, because then that puts us in a place of just a positive place of being thankful for what we have, thankful for our family, thankful for our friends, thankful for our relationships. It's very important, very important. And it's important because I say building resilience through relationships, because relationships help, and family and friends, it helps to edify, it helps us to be conscious, it helps, we encourage and love on one another even when we face challenges as well. So how important to you that's viewing Tea Time, how important is building resilience through relationships to you? What would you say? Do you need to work on any areas of improvement and resilience and building through relationships? Is there's relationships in your life that you know mean a lot to you, that you may have been challenged? All right. You could chime in. All right. So also as we were talking, and again, I'm talking about this again, building resilience through healthy thoughts. A lot of you said that healthy thoughts are foundational to building resilience in the face of adverse situations, in the face of adverse situations. So we have everybody has a different mindset because we all have different minds. So we choose to either entertain or take in a thought or accept a thought, or we can choose to allow to filtrate those thoughts and how we think. How do I see adversity? How do I deal with adversity? And it starts with a mindset of just a mindset of change of positive thoughts. Go ahead and chime in with understanding how you build resilience through healthy thoughts. Through healthy thoughts. You know, there are numerous types of mindsets. As we earlier we did the gratitude challenge, and that's a mindset of being grateful builds resilience, a mindset that I'm going to have joy, a mindset that I'm going to be hopeful, a mindset that I'm going to be loving. That starts in a mindset of our thoughts. And as we think these things, those things are exhibited through our actions. And so our mindsets are very important. Even in the face of adversity, how can we say, how can I embrace a mindset of loving this person or this person in a relationship past the adverse situation that we may have faced? How can I be more loving? Those are all mindsets. To have a mind of gratitude and thanksgiving, that is a mindset. And just being able to understand that I see someone has chimed in, Nichelle, I have to do better at speaking of when something bothers me that someone else says or does. Absolutely. And you know what, Nichelle, thank you for sharing that because to be able to deal with that, we have to take a time and pause. You might have to take a time to reset, and then you might have to take a time to, as you're pausing and resetting, to take on the mindset to be able to have a discussion with someone to tell them how you feel. And so sometimes that's why it's good to pause in these certain types of situations. I get to choose mindset. Absolutely, Keisha. And that's what it sums it up right there. There are different types of mindsets. We have the opportunity to be able to make a choice on what mindset that we're going to embrace. I'm just going to read something really quick by Maya Angelou. And it says, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. I'm going to read that again. That's Maya Angelou. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. That's the great poet Maya Angelou. And so just want to share that with you this morning, this afternoon. Thank you so much. It's a choice. Absolutely. It's a choice. And so today in Tea Time, we want to embark upon and engage in the things that we share today. We talked about taking time to pause and why it's important to pause. We talked about taking time to reset, the important things of resetting. And then we talked about building resilience and having a good, healthy mindset. Again, that we want to share that with you because those are our tenets of tea time, pausing, resetting, and building resilience. And so we wanted to focus that up today on that particular thing today, understanding that these things matter. And as this is self improvement month, we can always find ways to improve our mindset. We can always find ways to make sure that we implement, like Monique said, a time of being intentional about pausing, taking a time to pause. It's okay to take a time to pause. It's okay to reset and start a thing afresh, anew, kind of get rid of some old things so that you can make room for the new. And that even goes with our mindset, getting rid of some old mindset so that we can take in the new mindset. As someone shared earlier, they said, my mind's being renewing my mind daily. Renewing your mind daily means that I'm getting rid of some old things, some old thoughts, some old perspectives, and then I'm allowing new mind, new perspectives to come into my mind, and I take a different view from that. All right. Yes, thank you, Nichelle. Thank you, Keisha. Yes, thank you. It's all about the mindset, and each one of these is all about how we think, how we perceive. Or we have a comment coming in. A safe space must be created, and you have to have an open mind. Listening is important. Allow the person to be transparent and authentic without judgment. Thank you so much for sharing that, Karen. And she's talking about the part of building resilience through relationships, taking time to listen. All right, Keisha says affirmation. Today I adopt the mindset to pause and reset when needed. It's okay to put me first at times. I deserve it. Thank you so much, Keisha, for sharing that. And for those, if you want to take that down in your tea time journal, that's a great affirmation that you can read daily. All right. Also, a safe space must be created. And in that safe place, in that safe space, in the natural, it has to be a place where it's not cluttered so that we can take that time to pause, reset, and build resilience. I'm going to go ahead and bring Carmela back on. Hi there.
Hello.
All right.
This is
So,
good.
what did you get from today's tea time? And I want everybody, if you can, just engage. What were some of your takeaways from today's tea time? What did you get from today's tea times, and what was your takeaway from it?
Well, I just coming from that whole gratitude, I'm an advocate for gratitude. It just sets the plate, it sets the motion of peace, really positivity into our day and into the moment. Just when we take that time to just be thankful for whatever it is or express gratitude. And today I was just really just, the whole thing of our tenants with pause, reset, and resilience. And just thinking about the reset piece, time for recalibrating,
Yes, very good. Yeah, that's
that's
good.
yes, to recalibrate and to think again about maybe what we're dealing with or seeing. And I love the analogy that you use about even, just the practical things about moving things around to can shift the way that we see things. And that was just really good, the reframing of the way we think.
Mhm.
This has just been an excellent day of just taking that time. All of these things we can use right
Yes,
now.
that's good. Thank you so much for sharing. And as
Hmm.
we know, with taking the time to pause, sometimes we're so productive and moving so much
Yes,
that we don't take that time to pause. And sometimes when we don't take the time to pause, it gives you a moment where you feel burnt out,
burn out.
restless, tired emotionally
Have
and
to.
physically. So there are physical benefits to
Hmm.
taking time to pause, like when we do our locate ourselves. That is a time that we're taking to pause. And so we have to make sure that we be intentional about having a time to pause, even between meetings and between
Yes,
different life things, between going from here to there, depending on how your schedule is set. If there is a time that you can pause and just take a moment to just sit and reflect upon the day, give yourself an opportunity, drink some refreshing water, because all of this, as well as it, not only mentally, but it affects us physically when we don't take time to pause. And that reset is taking that time to what? Get rid of old things and start anew. And that is just in so many areas of our life, all the way down to our shoes, clothing, phones.
exactly.
We want new stuff, but there isn't any room. Your closet is full. You want new things. There isn't any room because it's time to reset to get rid of those things so that you can add new things.
I
All
like
right,
that.
some confirmation of some comments came in. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome,
Mhm.
Michelle. You are welcome. And I have to work on that, Michelle, because I have to work on that soon. I'm going to work on that this week. I'm going to hold myself accountable. Karen says, I came in late. I will watch replay. Thank you. You're welcome. You are more than welcome to watch the replay on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. So I'm going to go ahead and invite you to join us and partner with us for the Giving Tuesday.
Yes,
We have a Giving Tuesday. This will lead you right to our website to donate. If you would like to connect to the Renewal Center, the vision of the Renewal Center, we have a lot more programming coming up. We are in a place of continued expansion. Look at our tea time; it has grown. Our tea time community is strong, foundational. We are so excited and so
yes.
thankful for each and every one of you, and we invite you to join us and be able to join us in this giving season as we give together. The information is located there on the bottom of the screen where you can give to the Renewal Center. All right. And here are some other ways that you can give as well, through PayPal, through our website. You can give through Cash App, $Renewal Center, or you can give the text option is Renewal Center to 888-361-4483. Or if you have the mobile app, you can give from the mobile app as well. And if you would like to mail a check or money order, that's to P.O. Box 1381, Concord, North Carolina 28026. Again, join us for this time of giving on our Giving Tuesday. Join us. This is an exciting moment to be
Mhm.
able to sow a seed in such a fertile ground of the Renewal Center as we continue to expand in all areas.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and, before I turn it over to Pastor Carmela, going to go ahead and tell you guys, and we want to invite you to join us on Wednesdays for the Renewal Center Reforming Culture series. And that is our instructor, Apostle Patrick J. Brown, who will be teaching on every first, second, and third Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. We started last week. It was absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. We invite you to join us for this
Yes.
time. If you know someone who can join us, the information is located on our social media pages where you can register. This is being held Zoom, and this is a wonderful class. We're talking about the leadership principles of Ephesians, maturing as leaders. So we're working from the book of Ephesians. We got it off to a great kickoff last week. It was so rich. We invite you to join us if you are available on Wednesday evening at 7:30 p.m. Go ahead and register on our page if you would like to be a part of the reforming culture
Yes.
as well. So I'll go ahead. I'll have one more announcement after your announcement, and then we'll be done. I'll go ahead and pull that out.
Okay, we want to invite everyone to walk with us. Come and join the Alzheimer's Walk. The Renewal Center has a team. And so I'm telling you, we're excited about being able to partner with the Alzheimer's Association for this. And we are actually going to be joining with the Alzheimer's Association on October the 29th. And that is in the morning, where we'll be walking in the Rowan Cabarrus County Walk. So that's around the Concord area. So if you're in the Charlotte, Concord area, or you want to come on down and join us, look at our link on the Facebook page. There's a link there in our social media platforms where you can click and sign up for the Alzheimer's Walk and our team. And just, you'll be able to come. The time will be 10 a.m. The walk kicks off at 10:30, but registration is at 9. So if you'd like to join us here now, if you want to walk in your neighborhood, that would be good. You can join us virtually. We can do it together. So for more information, just look at our Facebook page and also our social media platforms to find out more information. And we want you to come join us. And then
Yes.
also that same day, October the 29th, we have also again partnered with the Alzheimer's Association, and we're going to have the Healthy Living for Your Brain and Body Mediterranean cooking demonstration. So if you want to learn how to cook Mediterranean, but joining us also for time to learn about research in the areas of diet and nutrition, exercise, cognitive activity, and social engagement, and use hands-on tools to help you incorporate these recommendations into a plan of healthy aging. This is for you. You can join us virtually. It's like a live demonstration. The Alzheimer's Association is going to come to us virtually, and they're going to do this cooking demonstration. So if you want to join in, and you'll be buying all of your things to help us join in, and we'll do it cook together. The information is going to also be on social media where you can click the tiny URL. So that is going to be, that will be October the 29th from 4 to 5:15 p.m. Now, what you see on your screen is the December caregiving during the holidays. So keep that in mind. If you want to save the date, that's December 5th. So you want to find out on more information about caregiving for your loved one during the holidays. That's December the 5th, and that's from 7 p.m. in the evening, and it goes to 8 p.m. So it's only an hour, and it's a live webinar. So we want you to join in with us for these programs. You're welcome to sign up and get the Zoom link so you can be a part of it.
All right. We have just one last announcement. I would like to invite you to the Dig Deep Prophetic Encounter that will be held at the Renewal Center and being held virtually. This is going to be September 30th at 7 p.m. and October 1st at 9 a.m. It's at the Renewal Center and it will be aired in Zoom as well. Please join us for this
Yes.
time of digging deep. My special guest, Apostle Patrick J. Brown, will be one of the speakers. I've placed the information inside of the chat so that if you would like to register here in the chat, you can go ahead and hit the registration link and go ahead and register. This is going to be an awesome time where we're digging deep and moving and expecting a great move this particular September 30th and October 1st. Come with an expectation. All right. So again, I placed that information inside of our chat on Facebook if you would like to register for that event. We invite you to join us if you're in the area or if you are virtually. Again, we want to thank you all so much for tuning into Tea Time. Carmela, is there anything else that you would like to say or add?
No, I'm just had such a great time today, enjoying all of our interaction and engaging and just this awesome time of these Tea Time Tuesday renewal principles.
You're
So this has
welcome.
just been a phenomenal time.
Yes. We also want to, before we leave, let you know that our fourth Tuesday of the
Yes.
month, we're having our tea time at 7 p.m. This
Yes.
is going to be moving forward. So those who can't get us live on 12 p.m. during the day, they can catch us at tea time, which is the last Tuesday of the month. We're going to have a phenomenal time this month. We have something very special planned. Please plan to attend. We invite you to attend the tea time, which is the last Tuesday of every month, starting at 7 p.m. Again, we want to thank all of you for joining us. Thank you so much for interacting with us. Michelle, you enjoy the rest of your day as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you for tuning in to our Tea Time community. For all our first time viewers, thank you for coming on. We look forward to you joining us again. And remember that I am renewal. Take care of each other. Have a great day, everyone, and see you next week on our Tea Time.